All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Connor on Chains. So, this video, I want to talk about NFTs, and I know most of you guys are probably cringing in your head. Why is he even thinking about NFTs? Why is he talking about it? So, there are a few things I want to bring up and talk about with them because I think most people that feel NFTs are completely dead right now may long term miss the boat. And so, first off, what I mean by this though is, do I think old collections, on ETH or these old ass NFTs are going to come back? I don't. I don't think collections like that will have, massive recoveries and major runs again. Nothing like that. I think the main idea I have behind, any sort of NFTs going forward is going to be almost solely driven by culture, right? Because I think 2024, I still think the meme coin thesis is going to play true almost, better than most narratives going forward at the end of the day. I think if we have a lot of retail and euphoria come into the market, most people are going to be looking like into meme coins, right? And meme coins have kind of brought out this entire internet culture in and of themselves, and let's look at I mean the perfect example is literally Retardio Cousins, I mean there's a lot of reasons why, I feel like just these themselves have a ton of potential, but I think it's just culture driven identity is going to be the future of on chain. I think anything, and I don't mean future as in the next 10, 20 years, but like even just for the rest of this bull run going forward, I just look at it, people are going to want to find really good communities with a lot of strength, right? But most people are not, they're not just going to buy, an old NFT for what, right? They want to get into something that is, relevant to the culture. For Solana right now, Retardio Cousins easily number one. But I do want to bring up another one, so just so I can show you guys like another example of what I'm talking about is very, very culture related. Culture like NFTs, I think, are going to be the biggest movements again going forward. Bitcoin puppets on Bitcoin, for ordinals. Again, yes, the chart's down bad, but I don't think this is going to stay down like this for much longer over time. Again, you know, I don't think any and every NFT is going to actually become this, the biggest, next major fucking narrative, right? But again, with the thesis simply of having people want to identify further, with the coins that they hold, or, just they want to identify further within the crypto culture. And at least, from my own timeline, from what I see day to day in crypto, it's very much so meme coins. And, that is just a lot of what internet culture is today and crypto culture. This just ridiculous schizo, whack, ridiculous kind of culture, right? And I don't say that in a bad way. I think the embodiment of that culture on chain is going to be super prominent at some point going forward. I think it could be prominent enough to eventually spark, another almost like a mini NFT run at some point going forward. Potentially, maybe so on Solana, but also I think even on Bitcoin as well. I do think Bitcoin puppets, in my opinion, are probably the strongest ordinals in the entire space going forward because of how culturally driven these are. I don't think you can choose and hold a better ordinal NFT than Bitcoin puppets. I think they're a strong community. But again, the reason why though, like I said, it's like it's on chain identity. a lot of people in the space, if they are, well, one, they really like the idea of these meme coins. They like the idea of, no promises to their communities. They like the authenticity of this kind of cultural narrative. And then they also are big fans of, the Bitcoin ecosystem, right? That, like, this kind of thing is the perfect NFT. And again, this video though, I'm not trying to make this a shill for these two NFTs. I don't even own a Bitcoin puppet right now. I really do want to potentially buy some. Um, but just to give you an idea of kind of what I'm trying to portray to you guys going forward, because again, a lot of people when they hear NFTs, they're gonna think of the most random NFT projects like, you know, Punks, Azuki, all these old projects that, in my opinion, oh, and Bored Ape Yacht Club, like absolutely not. I think a lot of those older NFTs, they're cooked. I don't think they're going to be making any sort of real comeback like the future of where I see these cultural NFTs going. And I'm just going to call them culture NFTs. Those I think are going to actually have some sort of bull run going forward. I think things with culture, almost culture backed NFTs, basically, which literally the only two that have, in my personal opinion, any relevancy going forward that are, I consider kind of more major NFTs would be Retardio Cousins on Solana and Bitcoin Puppets on Bitcoin. On ETH, Milady, Remilio, those easily as well. But I'd say outside of those, there are, and maybe MFers on ETH, which is an older collection, but they have a very, very strong community too, and I've seen them for a long time. Like I said, yeah, definitely a Milady, Remilios. We're starting to see an insane amount of derivatives of Milady, and especially Retardio. Like, we are seeing like at least 5, 10, 15 different derivatives of different like Retardio like NFTs too. It's kind of crazy. But again, I think the main reason though I'll show you guys, is I actually bought a Retardio cousin when the market completely nuked the other day. Even though, of course, Retardio cousins didn't even dip that much. I just thought, the discount that Sol actually dropped into when I can actually jump in was fair enough for me. And I personally, I don't care about the price action in the short term. But this is what I mean by culture. Like, if you guys just scroll, a timeline, and if you start really focusing on people, you'll start to see a lot of people have profile pictures of certain projects. And some people I follow, some people I don't. But, what's clear are certain NFT projects. And what's clear is that a lot of people going forward, they want to identify further, with their tokens. They want to identify further with their on-chain identity. And that is why, like I'll claim again, culture NFTs are going to be the only relevant NFTs going forward. Maybe this might spark some sort of, utility NFT bull run, some other random NFTs to move, but that is what I mean going forward with culture NFTs. And again, I wouldn't be bringing this stuff up if I really didn't believe it. Because again, like, I mean, if you told me, oh, well, are you talking about like Pudgy Penguins? Like, I think Pudgy Penguins have been killing it, but in my opinion, they are not really culture like. I mean, they are, I guess. Yeah, I mean, because they are very relevant this cycle, absolutely. But full out for the culture like that, though, I don't think so. Azuki, absolutely not. Bored Ape, nope, nope, nope. I would say D Gods, because we got the D Gods founder, a lot of D Gods team. They're very active, they're very social. They're constantly doing things in the space too. So I'd say very much so relevant. D Gods could be a great long term play going forward now, but Um, to me, I just think there's very few right now that have the embodiment of what the crypto culture is today. So outside of that, that's kind of the video I wanted to make. Not a crazy long video, but that I do think NFTs will have some sort of run. And when I say NFTs, I mean literally not even a handful of collections. Anything that really embodies the current meta, the current culture, those are going to be what's actually relevant. And the NFTs that people want to put as their profile pictures on Twitter, they want to identify further. The reason why I say that, bro, I'm the example. That is half the reason why I bought a Retardio, right? Because I want to identify further, with my bags and stuff like that. That's exactly why. And it's like if I feel that way, I know that there's going to be a lot more people, especially when new people start to jump into the market. There's going to be a lot more people that feel the same way. So I'm literally the example of what I'm talking about here. So outside of that, that's what I wanted to bring up. And I know, very random video, random thesis, but I think that could be where a lot of strength lies going forward, that almost zero people are actually paying attention to, which is the other reason why I wanted to bring it up, because no one's paying attention to NFTs. They don't even think they're relevant right now, but I think anything very culturally driven will have a huge comeback at some point. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.